Good morning, Internet. Welcome back to the diseased Pigpen. So I was thinking, over here, we're getting down into the oil biome. I came in here to get some diamond out of there. In fact, let's open up this oil well. And we will prioritize that so we can get rid of that plant. I was thinking like, I'm gonna get into an oil well. I'll have to ship that oil back to the main base because I don't think this one had a volcano. I'm gonna want a petroleum boiler. I clicked on this, saw that it was dormant, brought in my dupe, analyzed it. Yeah, it's just about to become active. So I think I was at about 5 cycles and I'm like, okay, everybody come build this. It's not the best design for a petroleum boiler, but this miner can core that stuff out once it gets too cold. And that's why it's just on that. I didn't even put a temperature sensor on it. But I do want a diamond temp shift plate, now that I got some more diamond shipped over. And so once this gets down cold enough, I'll turn that on. This door, I'm pretty sure it's cycled once. Yeah, so that's a vacuum, so no temperature is going to come out of there. And I can now work on the boiler part of this. And we're not going for, super duper fancy efficient. I just need oil to come out of it. So I want that to be too tall. Yep. And we're going to want some ladders, and these should be igneous, not granite, because granite could actually melt. And we want another temp shift plate. And then I'll pump all this down to a vacuum. And you. And I've got plenty of copper and plenty of cobalt. And I'm really only looking for 2 or so kilograms. Like, I'm not looking for a huge boiler that does everything. Like, no, it just needs to boil a little bit. And I think I have enough naphtha back. Yeah, so if we do that, I can then pour some naphtha in there and pump it all out. And ladder. Not the best system in the world. And here we will cancel that so my dupes can get in and build. Alright, so yeah, beginning of the mini petroleum boiler. I'll come up with some better way of dealing with it, but right now what I need is oil. I do want to get rid of that plant as well. How many oil wells have I found? 1. I don't know. Alright, we'll just core this out, dig up the plants. Now I actually want that to be ladders because I just want to dump all the debris down. And there was a bunch of cold stuff around here, so hopefully the ethanol doesn't explode on me. Hopefully all this cold stuff will take care of that. And the new dupes on this base are kind of slow, but heck, they're new. No, you. I don't even know what happened over here. I think some more ice melted. It then pushed a bit of that naphtha over here. Whatever, as long as that blob is still there. Yes. Alright, and then we should have just swept some more, but you didn't flow that way. So let's deconstruct you. Oh, because there's a bit of other air in there. Okay. Hopefully that will make it flow back the right way that I want. And not quite. So if I put a block in there, I just need that polluted oxygen to get out of the way. There we go. That's what I want. And now if I put that back, then I want to make sure nothing drops on it. Nope, that didn't put any up there. Son of a... this should not be this hard. There we go. Yeah, that little bit I don't care about. I just needed that blob right there. Okay, you're done, you're done, you're almost done. I need a hydro sensor. I think all this needs to be made out of steel. I think they can still get to that, but that's already wired. This should never get up hot enough to melt copper, but there's no point in risking it. You go to you. You connect into you. You need power. Alright, so my idea is, instead of doing the infinite compression storage, which I normally do, I want to do tank controls. So I'm going to put in a whole bunch of tanks, and once those tanks get full, then I'll tell this to turn off, and only turn on once the tanks are empty. Because really I don't need much petroleum, I just need it to run the rockets. How tall are 1, 2, 3 tile? Yeah, I can put it. And I definitely want these made out of steel just in case they get hot. Alright, let me cue all this up and I'll explain kind of what I was thinking. Hopefully this will become clearer once the piping is actually in, but I've got an AND gate that says this switch needs to be on to turn on the shutoff, and this liquid sensor has to not be detecting petroleum. So all the piping will come through here, fill up all these tanks, and then once all of those are full, this will overflow one blob into that sensor, which is then onto this pipe. So until this pipe is completely empty, that sensor will have a blob of petroleum and will turn this off until all of those tanks are empty. And let's walk off that area. So now putting in the pump, suck out all the air, filling in that gap so that I don't have to worry about. Yeah, we'll make that insulated just in case magma ever touches that. Actually, no. I can use this as cooling for that. So there'll be a bit of counterflowing petroleum right here, which will always keep that cool. Hopefully the magma never gets up that high. If it does, then I'm just screwed and this all turns into sour gas. So, high risk, high reward. Oh, it looks like a bit of the ethanol is trying to flash. Oh, that abyssalite is nice and cold. Nice. So if I do that, then this should flow over into cold stuff and cool down. Cold, cold, hot. And I'm going to need a oil well. And we have lead. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna get that queued up. So I was queuing up the oil well. I was like, oh, I need to fix this plumbing, and then I was like, I don't remember where this thing is. Alright, so you need to go away. And then I'm going to need a gap there. Because this will no longer have polluted water. I guess I don't need to deconstruct that, I just need to convert it. This will have oil. Oh, which means I don't want to deconstruct you, I want to deconstruct the other end of it. There we go. Yeah. What would oxygen not included be if you didn't have absolutely insane piping? Like, I've got to do this to get the oil to the bottom, and then I've got to run another pipe to get it all back up to the top. There's oil input. It's just what you have to do in this game. Alright, so if we come up this way... Oh, no, 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 no. Bad, bad. Almost back up at the top of the map. Oh, that's right into my damn steam room. We don't want to do that. I had enough issues with somehow heat was getting through that door and it was causing all sorts of problems. We want to come that way. Where are my rockets? Up there. Perfect. And look, the top of the map. Son of a... Oh, and I probably got to put some stuff there. Okay, that is a lot of piping. That is a lot of piping. Get to work, dupes. So it turns out I had a bit more time. The volcano is active, with air quotes, in the sense that it erupts in another 5 cycles. But it's going to be active for a good long time. So good, that means I guess I don't care if that pump is in there. If anything goes into gas, that will overheat and give me an alarm. And see, you guys are down into... Yeah, just milligrams. So almost done pumping out, and then, you know, a whole lot of plumbing is going on. Well, Pip, if you decide to stay in there, it is your own damn fault if that volcano goes off. How are we doing? Ooh, some free gold. I will take the free gold amalgam. That stuff is always useful since I don't have much of it yet. And you guys are working on piping. Oh, I need power. Got 2 solar panels. I can expand that, and they're not doing much of anything. So, iron. Actually, no, I've got tons of lead. Why did I put that there? No idea. And this shouldn't get up to the temperature of lead. We'll find out. Well, I might as well just toss on another solar panel because I've got the glass. Alright, so that's water, that's power, that's cooling. Then I gotta do something with that natural gas. And we'll call it good. Down here, that Pip's gonna die, and we're down to milligrams and micrograms. We are just about down to a vacuum. This side's done. What is this one up to? That's still at milligrams. I thought that was at micrograms. Anyway, when it comes to petroleum boilers, you only have to make this one tall. You only have to have the oil coming through the pipe, the petroleum coming back, so you can make it smaller by putting in tiles like that. Me personally, I've had enough wacky things happen in this game that I always make these too tall. Ooh, unpermitted food. These guys need more berry sludge. What are you not eating? Oh, I told them not to eat the berry sludge because I got stuff out of the printing pod. My bad. Sorry, dupes. Go back to eating the good stuff. I got grub fruit preserve out of the pod and I just wanted them to eat it. So I make this too tall so that dupes can always get in there to fix it. I don't always leave a liquid lock for them to be able to get in. I usually have some way of being able to get back in with a bit of construction, but I just always make it too tall, so if any gas gets in, if anything breaks, my dupes can come in and do it. Alright, so that's set correctly. Yeah, so we're just waiting on the rest of the gas to come out. How are you guys doing? No, you guys still got a lot to go. There we go, and these guys are down to a vacuum, so I can get this out of here and cleaned up. And I forgot, there's only 3 droops over here, and only one of them is a good builder. So, yeah, these guys aren't going to be the fastest. But yeah, this side is ready to go. How's the plumbing? Oh, that just... there's no output there. Blah, blah, blah. And yeah. Why is it not showing inputs and outputs? Alright, that's all sealed in. Good. Okay, so we are just waiting on these guys. Once you pick something up, then you can get it out of the printing pod. So because I brought back that one thimbleweed seed, I can now print them, even though I don't really need it. Alright, you can stop mopping. I just wanted a little bit of oil to put right here. Sweep only. Crude oil. Perfect. What did I say, make you out of iron? That's fine. And I think for storing the natural gas, I'm just going to do a rocket tank. Right here. Oh, that didn't need to be 7. Well, looks like the volcano has gone off. That's awesome. We have another 10 cycles before it goes off again, but that should be more than enough magma to get everything started once, you know, these guys are done. But they're almost there. A little bit more power wire, and then clean up the air, and then we're good to go. Too bad only one of them can talk on the phone at a time. Nope, we want power. Alright, the water is in, which means we can probably turn on the oil well. And you can make rocket platforms out of lead. I don't know any other application where you would want to, but you can. I'm guessing that's the symbol for not having a... yeah, not linked. Not connected to a rocket platform. Oh, come on, Dukes. You were so close. Now that we are pumped down to a vacuum, we'll go over the oil well for those... oh, I need to send over more steel. Making everything out of lead, and I actually need some steel, so... that's probably too much. Manufactured steel. Could probably send over some more food. Alright, that takes care of the steel issue. Yeah, why not? So, back over here. Let's make the rocket. Wait for the steel. Anyway, I have to remember that new people play this game all the time, and there's a lot of people who use this oil well design. I thought I'd just go over a bit of the details. Oil comes in at, you know, hot, but it also, the oil well produces natural gas that's 200 degrees, which will boil the water inside of it. So you need the oil well to be cooled. Am I not shipping over the steel? Oh, there it is. So to do that, if you use a lead pipe, which you typically have around an oil well, this water will come in and cool the pool of oil that the oil well is in, which will help keep it cool. Lead is not very good at transferring heat, which is why you want this made out of lead, so it doesn't transfer the heat from itself into the water inside of it, specifically when you're outgassing. Once the back pressure gets above 75, the oil well turns off, a dude's got to come deal with it. The natural gas comes out so hot that you can boil the water inside of it, which is very, very bad. And we'll do that. If you allow anything, you're going to allow out natural gas, which I can't see yet. So this liquid lock, as soon as this oil gets above, I think it's like 800 kilograms, it will then flow over to this pump, which always keeps a pool of cooler oil to keep the oil well okay. The liquid lock keeps the natural gas inside. You then set a pump. I've got a mod that lets me go above 20,000, but typically anything above 15,000 is enough pressure in here to keep any water from expanding into steam. So that's the idea behind this design. There's a whole bunch of different ways of doing it, but the basic idea is make this out of lead, keep it in a pool of oil, run your incoming water through that oil to cool everything down below 100. And you should be good. I still remember the very first oil well I made. I didn't know where the steam was coming from and just thought that that was the effect of the oil well, that the outgassing was steam, because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that it was boiling its own water. Oh, you can build it. I thought it was being blocked. You. Oh, that's a liquid tank. Damn it, I built the wrong tank. Let's try this again. And large gas container. Much better idea. Yeah, so now I'm just waiting for this to fill up and start pumping oil over. Oil wells produce 3.3 kilograms per second, but when they're outgassing, they produce nothing. So call it 3 for rough math, and you're good to go. Interesting that I can't select natural gas, even though there's natural gas right there. Oh, hey, look at that. When I swept that oil, a little bit of it got pumped over. Which is perfect. It means I can activate this sensor, because right now the sensor's in a vacuum and doesn't know anything. But I don't want to activate it because it's only 8 kilograms and will flash over to sour gas way too fast. So yeah, what are you up to? 600? So yeah, once this gets to 800, it should start flowing over. And I could put a hydro sensor on here, but I figure once everything gets full, this will back up anyway. Which means I do want a hydro sensor. Not for this pump, for that oil well. I'm thinking I want to make this one tile bigger. So, expand the ladder. Expand that. There we go. Hydro sensor being built. The idea behind it is if there's X amount of oil in here, turn off the oil well, otherwise it will just keep running and overflow everything, which is bad. Let's see, back pressure, we're at 68, so you're almost ready to be operated on, and Ada is an operator. Yeah, so as long as you were below 500 is good. Oil formed the tile around 880. What are we at? 810 right now. Maybe it's 850. We'll find out here in a second. Well, it's not 860. Maybe I was right. Maybe it is 870. There it goes. So, yeah, right around 870. And you should be, yep. Oh, never mind. Ellie's going to come do it. So now it's being vented. So the natural gas is coming. Oh, you're not very good at that. So, yeah, only vented out 6%. So let's do that, just so all of this can now say natural gas. And there we go. We now have some more oil. Look, there it is. This is going to take a while. Now the oil is down here. Oh, here comes some more. Perfect. So now that we're getting good proper amounts, I can probably set this to, if you are above, let's start it at 250 just so it turns off really quick. I just don't want this to get too much heat across with such a small amount of crude oil. 350. Yeah, see, it already flashed to petroleum, even though it's way too cold for that. So, 375. $400. And while 403 is the magic number, yeah, see, it jumped up to like 411. I typically set this to like 400 to begin with, and then slowly ramp it up to like 402 or 402.5. Oh, you solidified into chunks. Okay. Well, I guess we will call that good, because I'm going to have to wait for another eruption. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Technically, the petroleum boiler has started, but I've got to wait another 6 cycles for an eruption before I can make more. Anyway, I hope you all are just having a wonderful day, and just enjoy. We're all out here playing games. We should be having a good time. We'll see you next time.